Welcome back. In response to a statement from the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union, the BEWU, instructing its members to refuse to work in good faith until they resolve several issues the union has with working conditions at some BPL sites, a communication from the Office of the Prime Minister revealed that conciliatory meetings are taking place between the union and the executive management at Bahamas Power and Light. On Thursday, during the weekly press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister, Acting Press Secretary Keishla Adderley says there is constant communication with the union.
One of the concerns, as you know, has to do with conditions of work. The BPL, for example, the plant in North Andros, which was destroyed by fire a couple of months ago, a trailer has been put in place, an air-conditioned trailer, as a temporary measure to house officials who work that station. Already land acquisition is underway, and the design phase of a new building is underway. That will be an 18 to 24 month process, but definitely work is underway to establish a new plant there. That will utilize both solar, batteries, and conventional generation. So it is a work in progress.
Over the past week, the BEWU has shared information and visual evidence of poor working conditions. Union executives said as a result of workers taking the stance that they will only work regular hours and refuse to work overtime or through their lunch break, BPL has responded by assigning armed guards at various substations around the Family Islands. Ms. Adderley explained that it is simply protocol.
As for the armed guards at the station, when there is any perceived threat that a plant may be under threat, and no one is suggesting that that is the case, the protocol is for security to be put in place. That would be Defense Force officers, police officers, to ensure that there is no threat to the plant and obviously inconvenience to BPL consumers. The case of industrial action or the possibility of industrial action, a long-standing protocol is in place that will ensure that there is no danger, no threat to any of the plants that obviously supply electricity. That's been in place for a long time, forever.
Union President Carl Wilson has repeatedly insisted that BPL workers will not disrupt electricity to customers despite their frustrations. The matter of the right to an abortion has taken the focus of national discussion in the past 2 weeks in the wake of an 11-year-old girl being impregnated by a 45-year-old male and subsequently made to have an abortion at the hands of a 40-year-old mother. The adult duo has since been charged in the magistrate's court and remanded to prison until they return to court in January. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Dovell says a discussion needs to be had surrounding abortion for rape victims.
Well, first of all, I don't want to get into what the Prime Minister said because I really don't know what the story was all about. Me and the AG was tied up all this week dealing with consultations for cannabis. The issue of abortion, I think, needs to come back to the forefront. I read some aspects of the story. Personally, I don't want to bring in my personal opinion, but I do support the fact that we need now to bring it on the forefront and discuss it in the open as it relates to what may be happening in the country and what the law says. And I'll leave that like that at this particular time.
When Attorney General Senator Ryan Pinder was asked his opinion on the matter of abortion, considering that both Dr. Dowell and Minister Wilshcombe echoed similar sentiments in that national discussions should be had, he says as a lawyer, he is accustomed to follow the general consensus of government.
I'm an attorney, so I'm a creature of instruction. So once those conversations happen and there is a recommendation of government, that is when I will affect whatever is the recommendation of government.
That was Attorney General Senator Ryan Pinder. The government of the Bahamas is delighted to announce a major partnership with Hub 350 and the Canada North Business Association. This collaboration forms a part of a broader vision to leverage technology and innovation to transform the Bahamas into a leading technology hub. The pivotal role in brokering this first transformative partnership was played by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investment and Aviation, Chester Cooper, and Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxey, and the Bahamas High Commission under the leadership of His Excellency V. Alfred Gray. Their combined efforts and strategic negotiations have resulted in an alliance that aims to enhance the Bahamas' technological capacity and promote tech tourism and sustainable development. Executives of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas paid a courtesy call upon Governor General Sir Cornelius A. Smith at the office of the Governor General earlier this week. The executive team on that visit included Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for the Broadcasting Corporation, Miles LaRota, BCB Executive Chairman Picewell Forbes, BCB Deputy Chairman Anthema Bowe. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas was created as a state-owned radio broadcast service in 1936 out of a primary concern of providing accurate hurricane warnings to all of the islands of the Bahamas. And finally, the 7th day of competition at the IAAF World Track and Field Championships in Budapest, Hungary, featured the finals of the women's 200 meters with Bahamian sprint star Antonique Strawn in the hunt for one of the top 3 spots. Running in lane number 3, she was in a field stacked with superstar talent. When it was all said and done, Antonique ran her second fastest time in the 200 meters, clocking 22.29 seconds, but she finished 6th overall. Jamaica's Sharika Jackson ran the second fastest time in history to win the gold in 21.41 seconds. With 2 days of action remaining, that is the end of competition for the Bahamas 11-member team. Again, the Bahamas does not have any men or women's team in the 4x1 or 4x4 relays. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jareno Saunders. Thanks so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.